Hey, it's BNFF Fan Break, and we're here with another segment. This one is heavyweights. We're going to talk about some of the big events that kind of happened, either that are related to practices, training camp, or workouts, or just kind of big events that happened during this week for the games. And big news, Terrell Owens of the Seattle Seahawks was cut this week as the roster was being cut down. He just couldn't find the cut as he struggled in his preseason game to impress Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks, so he couldn't make the roster, and I don't know if there'll be any hope for T.O. in the near future. We're all hoping that he'll be able to come back and play. Peyton Manning, obviously, in his game showed off very good skills against the 49ers defense, scoring 2 touchdown passes in his first home game touchdown. Manning obviously won't be playing in week 4, but he's still participating in practice and showing very good skill as there have been questions about him able to throw to the right, and he's shown in practice so far that he can do that. RG3 and Andrew Luck faced off this week. RG3 and Redskins ended up winning against Andrew Luck's team, although in just the head-to-head matchup, Luck did better. Luck had a touchdown, but he had more incompletions than Griffin. Griffin also had a touchdown, but he had less yards than Andrew Luck. Pittsburgh Steelers fans will be happy to hear Mike Wallace will be returning to practice here this week, as he hopes to rejoin the team after his long ordeal of whether he was going to get something going with them or not, but as for Steelers fans, he will be back for the season. Fins offensive lineman Jake Long is supposed to be back after his knee procedure. He said everything's has gone well, so he's expected to come back. New England Patriots fans will be shocked if they got rid of both Jabbar Gaffney and Dante Starworth after just a short stint of them returning back to the Patriots after they were on different teams last year. They came back to the Patriots as free agents trying to get on the team, but couldn't make it as they got cut off before the final rosters were set, so neither one of those former Patriot players will be there. Vince Young was cut by the Buffalo Bills this week as well. Vince Young didn't seem to impress too much. I mean, he had very good games where he won the backup position, but in the end, he was unable to make the final roster cut and was released. The Saints will be having to move soon as the hurricane moves closer to their hometown. They said they'll move sometime this week. When the move is actually going to happen, it's unsure. They're finishing out still practices for the next couple of days, so Saints only have a few more days before that hurricane hits, and hopefully can get out on time and everybody will be safe down there in New Orleans. Preseason week 4 news, they announced Kevin Kolb and Skelton neither one will be playing in week 4. So Skelton has been named a starter, but as far as either one getting action this next week, they're just going to take the safe route and not having either one of them injured in case one of them struggles in week 1. So we'll have to see how that works out for the Arizona Cardinals, as they've been not really too impressive of a preseason so far. Cowboys fans, their wide receiver Dez Bryant got his own rules for his basically mishaps that he's had all this offseason, where he has now a curfew and certain obligations he has to fulfill for the Dallas Cowboys to be able to be a part of that team. A lot of people are arguing if that's kind of wrong, but I agree with it, but as well as Dez Bryant, he agrees with it, and many analysts think it was the right thing to do. I mean, if it was Romo or Witten, anybody else, it would have been the same thing. So, see how Dez Bryant takes all that. Suggs, the Ravens linebacker, he was recently just put on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, which now means he cannot participate in any practice until October now. So they were hoping he somehow find a way to come back earlier, but as far as it seems, it won't be until late October before he'll be able to practice again, and then who knows how long it'll be again before he can play in a game. Austin Collie of the Indianapolis Colts suffered a concussion in the past week, although many have suggested that he should retire or stop now because he's had so many concussions, basically one every season that he's played. Collie said he's just going to give it one more go around and hope for the best, and he should be able to return in week 1 for the regular season debut. So we're all hoping the best for Austin Collie. I hope he can stay away from those concussions and nothing bad will come out of it. As for Maurice Jones-Drew, he's still holding out. There have been trade talks. Some Jaguars are declining that they're going to trade him, but some are saying, hey, we're open to it as well. Speaking of trade talks, the Colts have been hinting at a trade. I don't know if it's related to Maurice Jones-Drew or who it's actually going to be related to. But Jim Irsay has been tweeting about, hey, we're going to do some trade, as he said, trade winds are blowing. So we'll see what they may end up be getting or what's going to be happening there with Indianapolis as hinting at some trade talks for this upcoming weekend. I'll keep you informed if anything goes down. And for Jets fans, for Tim Tebow, you will not see any Tebow action at all in the preseason. All Tebow plays are going to be a secret until week 1 before they actually start running them. So, I mean, I guess they got to hope that the practices are enough and they didn't really perform in a real game. So they're hoping it all works out and the Tebow plays work out for them. As for that ends my segment of football talks here. Hope you watch another segment next week. We got many more shows coming at you through the week. Got a show tomorrow, and then we're off Sunday. So thanks for watching this one, and I hope you have a great week, and enjoy all the football games.